Hey everyone, today I finally have the review of Jamrach's Menagerie by Birch for you. This book has a lovely cover and I bought it because of the cover. I like the stars, the ship and the waves and the way it was drawn. I really liked it, and I liked the first sentence, I was born twice. And I thought that was an intriguing concept, and it sort of is. It is a story of Jeffy Brown, who lives in Victorian London, but not like the fancy steampunk Victorian London with paranormal creatures, just the normal dirty, smelly, foul Victorian London. And he grew up in a really bad, stinky part of London, and when he's 8 years old, his mother and him, they moved to a less stinky part of London. And that's when he meets the tiger. He's 8 years and there's this tiger in the middle of the road and he's just dreamily looking at it and going over to pat it on the nose. And of course the tiger takes him into his mouth. And that's the point where he doesn't die but is saved by Mr. Jamrach. Mr. Jamrach owns a huge pet store with a lot of exotic pets and birds, and he needs help, so he gives Jeffy a job, and that's where his new life begins. That's what he says. This is when I was born again. And this is just the outset of the story. We follow Jeffy Brown for quite a long time. He tells the story himself. And this book is separated in 3 parts. Part 1 tells us about the time that Jeffy started to work for Mr. Jamrach, and he meets Tim, who's another boy who works there. He's only a year older, and his twin sister Isabel. And Jeffy starts to like Isabel, and Tim is not treating him so nice, but nevertheless he's sort of his best friend. The second part is longer, and it's the main part, the adventure part. Unfortunately, I have to say the second part was, for the first half of the second part, the most boring one. A lot of exciting things happen because they go on a dragon hunt on a ship, which in itself sounds pretty cool. But it isn't that exciting. It's more real seafarer's life. We see them on the boat, we see the ups and downs, the horrible things that happen in the Victorian age on boats, and the hardship, and yeah, it's really well written, it's very realistically portrayed, but it's not really exciting. Even when they catch the dragon and take the dragon on the ship, it doesn't really get, ooh, it's exciting adventure. But then something happens and I was just glued to the pages. The writing was so awesome, the things that happened were so horrible in a way, but also realistic, and it just made me want to stop it. I just wanted it to stop and all the characters be safe again, and it was really nerve-wracking. Part 3 is mainly a summary of Jeffy's life after the dragon hunt, and it is more interesting again than the whole voyage thing. So all in all, I have to say I liked the book, but I wasn't captivated by it. It was really well written. The things that happened were very realistic, and they are sort of based on some true events that happened, and that made it more interesting even. But I cannot say I pushed that book on people. I liked it to a degree, but I can't say I really loved it. I can't say I was captivated by the story. There were events and times where I was just glued to the pages, but in other times I was just like bored and just wanted to get it over with. Overall, it was not a great read. It wasn't a story that I would say you'd have to read. So I can't even say who'd I recommend this book to. So if you're curious now, you might pick it up, but don't blame me if you're bored. Okay guys, that's it from my point of view. If you've read the book, let me know in comments so that I can see what other people think about the book. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for my monthly wrap-up. Bye bye. Oh, should I tell you?